Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is about the conspiracies of the Bermuda Triangle. Basically what it is and why people keep going missing there. You cut in my frame! Bermuda Triangle is basically a piece of land across 440,000 miles in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean. So basically it forms a triangular shape, obviously why it's called the Bermuda Triangle, between the coasts of Florida, Puerto Rico and Bermuda. And over the past 100 years, 75 planes have gone missing and hundreds of boats have literally just disappeared, and there's no explanation to where they've actually gone. And I always think that's really creepy. Like, people call it the Devil's Triangle, obviously, because people go in there and they don't come out. It's the most heavily travelled shipping lane in the world, so there's boats going in and out all the time, which makes it kind of even more creepier because people have to go there for a living, and knowing that people have died there, it's a bit weird. One of the most famous mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle is the disappearance of Flight 19. Now, Flight 19 was a collection of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, and they vanished over the Bermuda Triangle on the 5th of December 1945. Now, all 14 men on each of these planes, they disappeared without a trace, and they were literally never to be seen again, and nobody knows how their planes were brought down. And 2 more planes were sent out that night to go and search for them, check where they were. They were called the Martin Mariner Flying Bombers. Between the 2 planes there was 30 men, like between them, that also disappeared just looking for them, which is even worse. To know that nearly 27 men have gone missing on one night. That's one of the most famous kind of disappearance stories about the Bermuda Triangle, but this has been going on for so long. In 1918, USS Cyclops was a massive heavy cargo ship, and this was used in obviously World War One. It had 309 people on board, and they're using this to cart a heavy amount of cargo over to America. This ship, it failed to arrive in Baltimore on its scheduled day that was meant to be there. 2 search teams were sent out to go and trace it. They went on the same route that the ship had gone to, and they couldn't find any traces of shipwreck at all, and nothing was found. 309 people had died, and there was no record of them even being there at all, which is really creepy if you actually think about it. Again, in 1941, 2 sister ships of the Cyclops set sail, and they also both went missing on the same route. Now, if people on the same route are going missing, obviously there's something going on here, but I literally can't think of anything that can actually be. It's so weird. Like, I don't actually understand how ships can just be eaten up by the ocean when that's what they're made for, to float on the ocean. Quite a few theories about the Bermuda Triangle. I can't actually say Bermuda Triangle. The lost city of Atlantis. Now, conspiracy theories think that Atlantis is the Bermuda Triangle, below the Bermuda Triangle. And they think that the triangle is responsible for all the disappearances of all these people. They believe that Atlantis was a city thriving on civilization during the last ice age, that was 11,700 years ago. So when freezing conditions suddenly ended, when the ice age came to an end, the polar ice caps melted so quickly that the sea levels rose and swamped over a coastal piece of land, which is thought to be Atlantis. So this is how people think Atlantis ended up underwater. And according to the legend of the city, Atlantis, they think it was powered by crystals, and they think that still today that these crystals giving off bursts of energy, which is causing to have an effect on planes' radars and ships' radars and stuff like that, which is causing them to go off track and not being able to trace. And they think that's enough to bring down a plane and sink ships, because they just end up crashing, they don't know where they are. I mean, I think it's a bit far-fetched. I don't believe in Atlantis, but some people actually do, so. But this next one is even more far-fetched. It's the idea that the Bermuda Triangle is a time warp. theorists think that boats and planes, they pass through the triangle, but they come to a point where they hit like a portal and a time continuum. So they exit our current period of time and then they go into a new period of time. So like, for example, they go back to like the 1920s or something like that, like a random time. But the fact is, there's no way of getting back. So nobody's ever said, oh, this has happened, or, you know, this is how we crashed. Like, there's literally no way of getting back. So that's what people think in terms of a time warp, which it'd be kind of cool to think about that, but I don't think that, I don't think that's real. Now, the next one, which relates back to one of our past videos, is aliens. Conspiracists think that aliens are responsible for the Bermuda Triangle. They think there's an alien base similar to Area 51, but it's underwater. Like, why not? Conspiracy theorist Charles Berlitz, he wrote in his book, The Bermuda Triangle, that aliens could be responsible for the disappearance of Flight 19, which I talked about earlier. And in his book, he quoted that, I'm going to read this up now. He quoted that interchangeable passageways are equivalent to a hole in the sky, which aircraft enter but can't leave, which are engineered by entities from outer space, so basically aliens. I also think that this wasn't the first time that this had happened. This is really far back, but you might have heard of Christopher Columbus. He was on the brink of discovering America, like South America and North America, in 1492. He allegedly saw a UFO in the waters over Bermuda, and he claimed to have seen a light, and in his book he wrote that it was like the wax of a candle moving up and down in the sky. Now if you think about it, in 1492 there were no planes, there was nothing, electricity didn't exist, so like other than a shooting star, which wouldn't go up and down, it would just go straight across, what is actually like in the sky? If you think about it, that could actually be an alien. Like, I'm not just trying to like big up this theory, but like aliens actually excite me. I actually think like in 1492 that could have been an alien, because like that could have been the start of the Bermuda Triangle. Like, they've done something. They could have been making the Bermuda Triangle in 1492, and he literally saw the start of it. Like, and since all that time, all these things have been happening. All these people have gone missing. So I think, out of all them theories, I think that aliens are actually the most credible thing, because you actually don't know whether they exist or not. But at the end of the day, people have gone missing, people have died, and there's no trace of them whatsoever. So something is happening in the Bermuda Triangle, and it is really creepy. I don't know whether you believe in that, but for me, the aliens are probably the most believable when it comes to the Bermuda Triangle. So I hope you like this video. Give it a like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.